All right, everybody, welcome into the show. So I said last night I was gonna do. Sorry, I'm trying to check my levels here. I think I'm good to go. All right, but anyways, said I was gonna do a series of Epstein videos. I'm doing one because I fell asleep. Anyways, it's still here, and I have not watched this particular video since the day it came out. And I mentioned last night how the Epstein birthday book, the full book, not the card with the naked woman on the front, the full birthday book came out on September 8th. And then Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, and everybody's focus kind of changed for at least for like a week. And now everybody's over it, which is why that would happen. You know, that's the thing about life. People are all act like, something happening, such a massive tragedy, a big deal for like a week. Then we move on. That's the beauty of it. Anyways, it's kind of comforting in a way, that people won't like care that much, after you're gone. It might make me sound cold. Hey, I don't want to sit around stewing and crying every day. I'm glad we have that ability as humans to move on. Anyways, let's watch this. And we'll never move on from this. I guess it's a good segue. We might move on from things like Charlie Kirk. We don't move on from the Epstein issue. That's the one thing Americans have an attention span for whatever reason, and myself included. But let's watch this. Kyle broke.
All right, y'all. We are here before the show because I have multiple giant pieces of breaking news that I have to give you. The show was already full, so I had to hop out here beforehand to break down this super important stuff for you. So first of all, I think you know where I'm going.
Well, we'll be pausing to get my thoughts because that's what this is. I'm not just going to be watching it straight through. We'll be giving significant commentary. This thing will probably be at least like 30 minutes long.
With this, we have the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book that came out in its totality. And boy, oh boy, is it damning. It is more damning than I thought possible. It's because really very clearly, and you can see this in the book, everybody who was friends with Jeffrey
I remember when the first time I watched this late and I couldn't even sleep. And I remember like it vividly because I thought I could have sworn this came out the night before. Maybe I watched this the night before Charlie Kirk. So I remember being like really hazy because I didn't sleep well the night before he got shot. And I remember it vividly because it felt like a dream. And like, cause like I don't like have many sleeping problems, but the nights I do, I remember it vividly. And this thing kept me up.
Exactly what was going on, and they were making inside jokes about it. So they understood very well who Jeffrey was, what he took part in. Let's say, if I'm trying to sanitize it as much as possible, and like they were all totally fine with it and playing along with it and making inside jokes. And the other thing you see in this book is many very like overtly sexual things that are written down and people attach their names to it. So it is wild. So I'm going to walk you through a bunch of this stuff here. Yesterday we discussed the full Trump letter leaked, and that was incredibly creepy. We did a breaking news segment on it yesterday, but now everybody's had time to go through more of the book, and the more you look, the worse it gets. So let's start with this one. I'm going to just give you a little taste here. So here's what one of the people wrote to Jeffrey Epstein. Dearest Jeff, 50 years old. You really have had a pretty amazing life. Amazing because of where and when it started. Okay, so far, so good, right?
Man, this part
Paula
is
and Seymour fucking.
The whole thing like makes my skin crawl. Man, this is just fucking weird. So I didn't want to do this video. I wanted to do this video for like 2 months at this point, but it just makes me feel weird and dirty. I hate it.
Who was there to tell him where to stick it? Who told him to spit on her cunt to make it wet?
It's gross.
Maybe they had more on the ball.
I don't even think about my parents fucking. I know they had to fuck at least once to make me. I don't want to think about it. I never think about it. But man, like the fact that he's like says about dude's parents, like that would be such a cringe fucking gift to receive. But then I'm not in that world.
Then we all give them credit for. What? Who writes something like this in a 50-year-old birthday book?
It's really
funny
weird.
enough, and I swear
weird. I'm a weird dude, but that's too weird for me.
True, you can go, read the whole thing yourself and find out.
Is not
one of the only messages that is not incredibly creepy or overtly sexual is the Bill Clinton message to him.
The Bill Clinton.
Insane. Now, we already know that guy's a creeper, but the fact that that's like one of the only messages that's not creepy or overtly sexual is wild. By the way, another huge piece of news that this is going to get buried. People are not going to talk about this, but it's actually super important. There's 8 business titans in this book that wish Jeffrey Epstein a happy birthday. 8 business titans. So, as George Carlin said, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. And in this club also happens to be a child trafficking ring as well. And so, when we said Jeffrey Epstein is Mossad, and he has a tremendous amount of dirt on celebrities and business people and politicians in the U.S.,
I
All
don't
we
think that's like just an open thing everybody knows in this country and around the world. It's like this man was a worldwide operator too, and a smooth operator because like he got to be the smoothest operator of all time. Everybody knew what this man was doing out in the open for years. I've come on here and mentioned before. I heard whispers about what Epstein was doing back in like 2012 watching RT. Like everybody fucking knew what this guy was doing. Like we just let him hang out with our politicians, business people, and like, yeah, it's cool. Guys getting massages from 13-year-old girls. I see nothing. Jesus.
meant it. And if anything, this book helps to validate that. All right, more. So these are some of the pictures that are in the book. Here's Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, you got people sitting in jail or prison right now for selling coke, for selling weed, for selling heroin. And you got Jeffrey Epstein operating out in the open doing shit like this.
Young, like maybe it's in the early 70s or something like that, and he's wearing his little tidy whities with his other friends
like,
wearing their...
That thing, as a 50-year-old man, who takes a picture with their friends like that? I'd never want to fucking do that. Like, what would, man, bro? I don't even gotta say no more.
Tidy whities, and then I guess did they try to retake the picture, or
White
these different people? I don't know, but here's them older, standing around in their...
All white guys talk about testosterone and shit. Being a type A male, what do you call it, alpha male? Man, what the fuck is this, bro? That's not what that is. You look incredibly insecure.
Underwear. Do I understand what's going on here? No, I don't.
Oh,
here's a picture from Ghislaine Maxwell saying, "Happy birthday, Jeff," and she's topless, and it looks like they might both be naked and engaged.
That's the first normal picture in this fucking thing. A man and a woman, consensual age, embracing. That's the most normal picture you're going to see in this whole fucking thing.
Some inappropriate activities to post in a fucking 50th birthday book.
I don't think
this one...
I'm going to disagree with Kyle. I'm not allowed to do that. I don't think this is a controversial picture to put in a 50th birthday book. It's his romantic partner, as they called it. And I just read that article from the New Yorker from 2002 where Trump called him a terrific guy. And like, you talk about him and Maxwell in that. It's like everybody knew everything for like 20 fucking years.
Engaged in some inappropriate activities to
Nothing
post in a fucking 50th birthday book. This one is a huge deal, bro.
Okay,
people are talking about this one. So this is Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein at Mar-a-Lago.
Bro, there's a girl. The girl has been blanked out. This is her. Like, they got their arms around her and shit. And it's a check with Trump's name on it, buying a girl. And there's like a cartoon in there of this as well. They make it very obvious. Like, these old rich white guys are too fucking bold.
And what this shows is Trump giving Jeffrey Epstein this big check, and it says $22,500 on it, and it's for a woman, the woman who's in the picture, who they say is, quote, fully depreciated. And so this is supposed to be, I guess, a joke, maybe,
I haven't.
Of Trump paying Jeffrey Epstein to buy a woman from her. Which, I don't know, man. I don't think that's the funniest
joke. Age out, Donnie boy? Oh, we think it's too old for Donald Trump. 13, 14?
Joke in the world, given that he is literally a human trafficker. So is it a joke? Is it not a joke? I don't know. I'm willing to entertain both sides of that conversation because that is bizarre.
If I gotta feel weird, you gotta feel weird. So the current
sitting president is getting outed as giving a giant check for $22,500 to the most prolific... I
feel like I need a fucking drink. I'm gonna whip up a fucking literal drink, but not with alcohol, with fucking cannabis, which they're trying to like make illegal. Man, like, bro, this country is just fucking, it's evil, man. They're gonna take weed away in a year. We had legal weed in this country for like 7 years. Through the 2018 Farm Bill, and now that government shutdown bill makes it all illegal again. That's amazing.
Child sex trafficker in the world.
I'm just gonna start growing weed. I don't give a fuck illegally. I don't give a fuck. What's up?
And he's smiling and he's giggling and he's laughing and they talk about how this woman's fully depreciated. What the fuck? All right, so we also have Midas Touch here did a breakdown of what's in the Epstein book, the contents of the Epstein book. So here, let's go through some of this stuff here. This is what we just discussed. The Trump check.
Best place to hide your crimes is out in the open. Always remember that, kids.
And he's got his creepy little letter here. Very bizarre. As you all know, Trump's happy birthday letter from him was also incredibly, incredibly creepy. Alluded to weird things about never aging and saying we share a lot in common, don't we, Jeff? It looked like the drawing was of a girl, not a woman. Very disturbing. Here we have another girl who This is creepy. Before Jeffrey, I was 22 years old. I was a 22-year-old divorcee working as a hostess in a hotel restaurant. After Jeffrey, I now live in New York City, have traveled to Paris, London, Milan, Copenhagen, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Stockholm, blah, 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 goes on and on and on. I have met Prince Andrew, President Clinton, the Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump, Antonio...
Man, I'll be like, if I was one of these famous people, I'd be like, don't list me in that. Like, Jesus Christ. And all these names are people I've seen in pictures with Trump and with Maxwell, with Epstein, and the scene connected to them.
Argus, Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, Peter Brandt.
Diana Ross. I didn't know Diana Ross was connected to Epstein. Jesus.
And Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, blah, 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 goes on. I've flown on the Concorde, gone skydiving, taken flying lessons, blah, 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 that goes on. And then it shows, thank you to Jeffrey Epstein, and it's Jeffrey walking with his hand down the back of this woman's pants where he's either, fingering her asshole or attempting to get low enough to finger her asshole. Again, 50-year-old birthday book. Very normal stuff to put in that, right? Here's the one that I was fucking floored by. I was floored by this one. So this one doesn't have a name.
How we just act like we don't see this shit? Like, these videos have to be suppressed. It's like 199,000 views. That's it. Some of Kyle's videos that have been released in like the past week have gotten that. These birthday book videos are suppressed because nobody's talking about it. Like, I feel weird even doing a video about it. It's like, did I even remember this correctly? Nobody will talk about this birthday book. It reveals everything. And then a motherfucker gets shot 2 days later. I think it's all connected. I'm just going to say it. I think Trump killed Charlie Kirk.
But it says, Dear Jeffrey, happy 50th, right? And he got these little drawings, including
I'm just
women.
going to say it.
Then we get to this. Look, somebody actually drew this and put it in Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book. 1983.
A nice distraction.
Here's Jeffrey.
Worked. But Epstein's back now. They shut down the whole fucking government. They were going to starve people out. Take away their food stamps to not release the Epstein files. I believe that's what that was all about. The government doesn't care about you. This is about Epstein files.
Balloons to little girls? Is this alluding to, like, this is what you used to do to fulfill your disgusting pedophile desires? Is you would go to little girls' birthday parties?
Like, am I in trouble for fucking uploading this? It's like, I know the AI will go through and look for, like, nude images. This is a cartoon. But I feel like, that's why, another reason I didn't want to do this video is I'd go into the editor and blur things out, which takes time, a lot of time. And, like, man, am I even allowed to post this shit?
Try to pick them up there? What is this alluding to? But then the picture next to it,
I've had music covers removed, even though it was an artistic nudity. It was barely like an ass crack, a dude with like his arm around a woman for an album cover, and YouTube removed that. So I'm worried. I don't know if I can even show this.
So that says 1983, and then 2003, as you can see here, you have Jeffrey Epstein getting rubbed by prepubescent girls, and this fits the fucking pattern of how he abused these girls.
In 2003,
he would have these 14, 15, 16-year-old girls in Palm Beach. He would basically coerce them into giving him massages, and there would be an array.
I'm talking over Kyle, but I'm trying to pause so much because it takes time and these videos get long. But man, 2003 had to be is probably his most active year that we know about on record. Like, that's what he was hanging around: Clinton, Trump, Naomi Campbell, Maxwell, everybody around that time. There's so many fucking pictures
of different sexual things that he would do with them. Obviously, this is totally illegal, and this guy's drawing it. And so, in other words, it was commonly known. This is what Jeffrey does. Somebody's drawing this, and ha ha hee hee, isn't this funny? For your 50th birthday, here's you getting jacked off from a fucking teenager. Like, what? What? They all knew. They all
think 2003 is the last great year in this country.
Knew. And what this tells me is, not only did they all know, they're okay with it, and they're all in on it. Meaning, there's dirt on them, too. And their perversions are known in this circle, right? So, that's terrible. Let's keep going here. Two very young girls, probably just 17 plus, were riding in my father's caddy, Park Ave, top down, smooching it up in the car, drop dead laughing. This is what one of the notes said.
Like, bro,
what the fuck?
Man,
girls on my boat. We picked up girls on the beach, went out on a boat.
Like, I think about how different our lives are. I have to sit here and think about, on second thought, should I post a YouTube video where I'm not even doing anything wrong? But this guy's talking about 17-year-old girls making out in his car, and he's just operating out in the open for decades. It's because he's a white guy. It's fucking disgusting.
I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off, but Warren tells, don't worry, his name is JN. He's just joking. He live at so-and-so. I tell Mark to throw him in the water. He did. What does that mean? I don't know what any of that means. As many people have pointed out, It sounds like a lot of this is them speaking in code.
Yes, that's
what
they're
it seems like.
speaking in
It's
code.
either
in a
overtly
lot of
sexual
this.
and like very clear what they're talking about.
Most of this is them speaking in code. It's not very and like I think about Pizzagate. Like in not Pizzagate, what's the whole thing called? QAnon, where they talk about Democrats speaking in code about a pizza shop. I think all this shit was projection, because the Republicans, the right wingers, were the one doing the fucking child molestation the whole fucking time. It's obvious now. This shit was all projection to throw people off the fucking scent.
Or many instances, they're speaking in code. Castaways Volume 1. I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeff brings in the maid to make bed. She left screaming and never came back. We're both in bed porking some girls. I said, "What do you think?" while he's shoving penicillin down my throat.
What?
Alluding to some creepy sexual thing that Epstein did.
Penicillin is to fight infections. What is he trying to say here?
My bold prediction. This is the
Sorry, I started playing something on my phone.
With this guy who's sending him the letter. There's another one here. The Midas Touch thing just says, "What the fuck?" Dearest Jeff, 50 years old. You really have had a pretty amazing life. Amazing because of where we were when it started. Paula and Seymour fucking. Okay, so that's the one I already read this one to you. It goes on to say other overtly sexual things.
Who thinks about their parents fucking this much? I can't get over that one.
Very bizarre. How about this one? Are you sure this will make my winky grow?
What, bro?
Waiting for my foot massage. Here, let me show you the picture of this one. Are you sure this will
massage?
make my winky grow? And it appears to be Epstein standing in, I don't know, is that a grocery store, a candy store or something? Oh my, never seen those pants before. Waiting for my foot massage.
It's like an Asian grocery store.
Speaking in code, clearly. Here's one that...
Honestly, I don't think waiting for my foot massage and never seen those pants for speaking in code. Like, he literally was obsessed with getting massages. But when never see those pants, I think it's like what are those? They just making fun of his fit. But yeah, I don't think that's code though.
For my foot massage. Okay, speaking in code, clearly. Here's one that the fact that this is actually in there is just out of this world.
It's labeled children.
So there's a section labeled children, and then if you click this here, now they redacted.
Like I said, I had not seen this in months, and like I forgot, there's literally a section labeled children. Like, how are we just ignoring this collectively as a society? When are we gonna take these motherfuckers down? We know what the deal is. We had this slow drip of information from the oversight committee. It's so frustrating. I just want to know everything.
The faces of the kids, but you can see there's at least one picture here with this like actual child,
come on,
like not even teenager child,
Jesus,
in this like provocative pose holding her hip. Like what the fuck?
Oh my god!
What the
I didn't
fuck?
even notice that.
Then you have this one. People are talking about this one. Here, I'll show you the picture before I read it for you.
This
is Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know who this person is. There's some speculation this is Trump. I don't think this is Trump. Trump's a lot taller than that. But here's Jeffrey Epstein.
That's not Trump's body. That's not Trump. It's not his eyes. It's not his body. I can say with 100% certainty that's not Trump. But this part is really weird, and it makes me think Jeffrey Epstein probably killed people too.
They're looking like they're about to go rob somebody. The text says, "Finally at the home of our friend. Let's call him Mr. Brown." Jeffrey unveiled his plan. To some, it may have seemed a get-rich-quick scheme, but to me, it was pure genius. Rob and kill was the name of the plan. The first victim, redacted, to be attacked and brutally plundered. Would she want more than that? On the boardwalk in Venice Beach, broad daylight. The dastardly
unless you know you're untouchable. And Epstein knew he was untouchable. At least so he thought.
Thieves were never caught. Postscript: I retired from the life, but I recently read an article in New York, which led me to believe that my old friend Mr. E had continued on and become an industry leader. What? Again, speaking in code, talking about some...
Hold up. Let's read this ourselves. Finally, at the home of our friend, let's call him Mr. Brown. What is this, Goodfellas? Jeffrey unveiled his plan. To some, call me Mr. Pink. To some, it may have seemed a get-rich-quick scheme, but to me, it was pure genius. Rob and kill is the name of the plan. The first victim to be attacked and brutally plundered, which you want more than that, on the boardwalk in Venice Beach. Sounds like rape. Broad daylight, the dastardly thieves were never caught. Yeah, so he's just saying we raped a woman on Venice Beach, and what are you going to do about it?
Criminal past, talking about some crime that they committed, or, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got Alan Dershowitz had said he wasn't really close with Jeffrey Epstein. Wrong. There was a picture in there. There was a letter and a picture in there where he jokes about changing the article of Vanity Fair to take out.
It would have been really fucking weird if it was September 11th. It's December though, man. I used to believe in 9/11 conspiracies. I still kind of do. I just say I don't.
At Jeffrey Epstein's name and put in Bill Clinton's name or something. We have photos of animals having sex along with photos of their genitalia. I don't know why this is in there, but that's exactly what it is.
Like, what is this
I don't know
shit?
if YouTube will knock me for this, but there you have it.
That's what I'm worried
There's
about.
this
Like,
one
yeah,
too.
animals
People are
fucking
talking
shit
about
too.
who is that
Bro.
bum over there?
Huh?
Why
I
is
will leave a link to the full book, by the way, in the description.
Why is it? It's Jeffrey, I declare, the man of means in sweatshirt and jeans at a black tie formal affair. To add to life's piquancy, Jeffrey with increasing.
Epstein, I read that article. Sorry, oh damn it, what am I doing? I pressed all the wrong buttons. In the New Yorker, Epstein quit the board of like some financial institution because he said he didn't like wearing a suit. He said it felt like a dress. Like, huh? I've never felt that in my life. I like wearing a suit. It's just a fucking weirdo, well, obviously.
Will outrage the public decency, huh? I have heard that Jeffrey will act with morals, decorum, and tact, with honor, goodwill, and truth.
You know what I would wear if I was president? I would wear a suit, obviously, pinstripes. Yeah, but I'd wear a nice cowboy hat, nice tan cowboy hat as well.
But forsooth, this information may be inexact. As far as I can detect, Jeffrey seems to select to express his mood terms rude, crude, and lewd, and politically incorrect.
Pinstripes, blue pinstripe suit, red tie, tan cowboy hat. Brown loafers? Or would we do white? Or just tan to match the hat?
At half a century, with credentials plenipotentiary, though up to no good whenever he could, has avoided the penitentiary.
Huh.
So again, that's like, you're a sex criminal. We know you're a sex criminal. We're cool with it. You're our dog. That's the vibe I get there.
Yeah, so much in common.
And it just goes on, man. And it just goes on. Dear Jeffrey, I wanted to give you what you want, so here it is, and it's a picture of tits. How about this one? This one is super coded. Leaving you with some...
If I were Democratic president, I wear red ties a lot, just to confuse people and piss them off. I'd wear like little red ties with like little elephants on it.
Interesting friends to entertain instead, and it's, I don't know who that is, but he's with some woman in her underwear, seemingly. Or in one of his glorious homes he likes to share with his friends, and then in parentheses, yum yum. And it's, I think, of the picture of Epstein's pedophile island.
Oh my
this,
God.
Like,
pedophile island.
That's it, bro. That's it. Trump should have to fucking resign, and Trump should be fucking behind bars. And everybody who's in this fucking book.
I'm sorry. I feel like I did terrible commentary for this video. I feel like I just like dissociated for like 90% of it. This shit is just it truly is disturbing on like a base level.
Be behind bars.
So it took me 2 months to do this shit. I'm not doing it again. I'm uploading it, but I feel like it wasn't my best. But it's just shocking to me that this is something that exists.
Clearly, all these motherfuckers knew exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. They were totally fine with it. And there's dirt on them because they were fucking clients of Jeffrey Epstein. So here's another one, a picture of an ass that, if I'm being honest, looks like the ass of a younger person right here.
I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen a lot of asses in my day. I mean, this is like 25, just like an ass, just a normal ass. I mean, by a young person. I don't know about all that.
We don't need. You guys go watch. Here's another one with like that girl looks kind of youngish, if I'm being honest. And you see, the side of her ass. Sorry. She's wearing underwear, but you see the side of her ass. Very weird. A post named Booby. This one again, another code. Ready? A quote shopping trip with your quote old and I am friend. So the shopping trip is in quotations. That probably means like we said it was a shopping trip, but then we did stuff with underage girls. Remember that? So absolutely disturbing, man. This thing is this is worse than anybody could have imagined. Between the picture of Trump holding the big check to buy a girl from the world's most prolific pedophile human trafficker.
Like I said, I got all the Epstein books, documentaries. This is the worst most damning piece of evidence out there. Like, we're not even talking about it. When is the birthday book? Things are circular, like cyclical, or not cyclical. I guess circular would be the word. When are we gonna this has to make a comeback in the news, right? Like, damn.
Between that and the picture of this one here of Jeffrey Epstein getting his fucking massages from underage girls, to me, we're done here. Wrap it up.
I wish Kyle would do another video. He actually has cachet. He's got 2 million followers. I'm just trying to get the word out to like 5 people. But man, he needs to do another. He needs to revisit his birthday book.
All up, lock them all up. All right, now I also have, before I end this pre-segment here for you before our main show, let me just also show you this, because this was big breaking news that just dropped. Trump gave Netanyahu approval to bomb Palestinian negotiators in
God.
Qatar.
I thought Trump was
So now-
mad about that, but he was the one that gave permission, man. This guy is just pure fucking filth, just ass, and he's like, just scrape him off the fucking country, just like, I just imagine like a spatula, just scrape this fucking piece of shit off and throw him in the fucking trash.
Now Israel is attacking Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Tunisia, which they just did. They attacked the next flotillas that were going to go and try to deliver aid to Palestinians. They attacked them in the port of Tunisia and Qatar. Qatar's a U.S. ally. Qatar has a U.S.
Epstein said Trump was the worst person he'd ever met.
base there. Qatar tried to bribe Trump and give him a fucking massively expensive Air Force One plane. And Trump just greenlit illegally Israel to attack Hamas negotiators. So the political arm of Hamas, not the military arm of Hamas, gave them the green light to attack them in Qatar, in Doha, the capital. So first, let me show you the picture. This is what it looks like here. This was the attack. This is a huge deal. This is a huge, huge escalation. Israel views themselves as completely and utterly above the law in every imaginable way. So Yashar Ali points out, the Qatari government has released a statement in response to the Israeli strikes in Doha on Hamas leaders. The state of Qatar strongly condemns in the harshest terms the cowardly Israeli attack that targeted residential compounds housing several members of the political bureau of Hamas in the Qatari capital, Doha. This criminal assault constitutes a blatant violation of all international laws and norms and poses a serious threat to the security and safety of Qatari citizens and residents in Qatar. The ministry affirms that security authorities, civil defense, and the relevant agencies immediately began handling the incident and taking the necessary measures to contain its consequences and ensure the safety of residents and surrounding areas. While the state of Qatar strongly denounces this aggression, it also emphasizes that it will not tolerate such reckless Israeli behavior and that continued tampering with regional security nor any action targeting its security and sovereignty. It further notes that the investigations are underway at the highest level and additional details will be announced as soon as they become available. So again, massive, massive escalation. Get this, ready? Mohammed Shahada lays out the following. The U.S. and Israel are the ones who asked Qatar to host Hamas's political, not military leadership to maintain indirect dialogue with them. When Qatar asked Hamas leadership to leave in November 2024 and suspended their office in Doha, Trump asked them to reopen it again and rehost Hamas. Netanyahu just broke this arrangement and bombed Doha to target Hamas negotiators in the midst of their discussion of Trump's latest ceasefire proposal. So Trump released a ceasefire proposal, but it was super light on details. And people were like, well, why the fuck is that? That's kind of weird. So they meet to talk about those details. Boom, they get murdered. Now, one is definitely dead. There's one other who they say is not dead. But imagine that. The same thing that they did, and this is why you can't trust the Americans and you can't trust the Israelis. You literally just can't. This is the exact same thing that they did to General Soleimani, the top Iranian commander who was fighting ISIS. They lured him with fake claims of diplomacy, and then they murdered him. And so now, again, what Trump never understands the long-term consequences of his actions, nor does he give a fuck. But basically, what this means is, now, anytime anybody America asks anybody, hey, let's talk, hey, let's have a negotiation, hey, let's figure this out, they're not going to want to meet, number one. Number two, they're never going to fucking trust us.
I'm sorry, like, I'm just letting Kyle just go on and on and on. But Ben, yeah, the Epstein, I'm sound fucked up. But man, this is gonna be embarrassing when I listen. I am fucked up because, like I said, like 5 minutes in, I need a drink. I made the stiffest fucking wheat cannabis coffee you can even fucking imagine. But I needed to get through this. This is the most disturbing thing. I don't understand how FBI agents do it. Think about what they gotta look at. But yeah, that's weird. Like, bro, man, I don't know, man. I'm just jumbling my thoughts. You know, I've said what I need to say, and like, just the fact that we let this guy operate out in the open all this time is fucking stupid and annoying. And can we just get to the bottom of this? Man, we've been waiting 6 years for some sort of clarity or justice on this case, and you let the guy that killed Epstein get back in the White House. Man, this country's it breaks my fucking heart. You know, he has immunity. If this came out while Trump was out of office, imagine how you would have squirmed then. But then that goes back to the argument of why didn't Biden do something about this, which I'm sympathetic to. You should have buried Trump with the Epstein shit as well as the raid on Mar-a-Lago and all that shit he called lawfare. And even if it was lawfare, even if the Justice Department was going after their political opponent, so he's doing it to you right now. So you were right to do it because Trump was fucking dangerous.